All right, the moment of truth. And yes, it's open. Hey guys, Randy here, and welcome aboard the Seabee Traveler channel. All right, well, we're on the last leg of our 2-day trip. We went through the Apache Trail from Canyon Lake all the way over to Roosevelt Dam, stayed the night in a place close to the monument, or the Tonto National Monument, and then you got to check out that awesome place, along with a little trip down to Roosevelt Lake. So it's been a really fun trip so far. Today we're gonna actually see a couple of old sites have to do with some of the Old West history. You know, every time I drive through Superior, which is the direction we're heading now, this is actually, they call it like the Devil's Canyon. I think every state has a Devil's Canyon somewhere. But anyways, yeah, we're heading into Superior, and every time I drive through here, I look to see if this little place is open. And I've never had any luck. It always seems to be closed. So, all right, well, here is the Queen Creek Tunnel, built in 1952. If you notice, just before you got into this tunnel, there's a little parking area. You can park there, and part of the trail system that follows the old road through here, you can park and it'll take you down to the original tunnel that went through here. You can also park right here, but you can see a lot of construction, and this is where they're actually putting in a new bridge. You got to be careful traveling through here during the week because they close it down at certain times of the day during the week. But yeah, they have a lot of construction going on here. You can also, that same trail that takes you through that tunnel, you can actually keep following it down, and it'll take you underneath this bridge that we're about to cross, and then you can actually go down and cross the original bridge that was built back in like 1910 or 1912, something like that. I did a video walking along there too. Queen Creek. We're going over the Queen Creek now, which takes you right through Superior. Little dust storm there. Another little piece of history is those cliffs you kind of see up ahead of us. There's a story how the Apache Indians were being chased or followed by American soldiers, and they call that like Apache Leap or something like that, where the Apache just didn't want to give up, so they decided to kind of jump off those cliffs up there rather than be taken prisoner. So, a lot of history around here. Now today we're just kind of going through, unless this really neat place is open. We're just going to kind of pass through Superior and try and find those wagon wheel tracks that were carved into bedrock. I have a more detailed video when I kind of walked around Superior, and I actually went out to the old cemetery where Wyatt Earp's first wife is buried out there. So yeah, that one I had spent a little more time to do that. So maybe someday I'll be able to make it back here and do another video where I can spend a little bit more time and get in a little bit of stuff that I wanted to get to but didn't get to last time I did that video. You can see Picket Post Mountain straight ahead. That's where the Army base was to help fight against the, I guess it'd be the Indian Wars. I think that's what they would have called it. Now, I've been told, people have let me know in my comments that they actually filmed a movie here called U-Turn. Sean Penn, Jennifer Lopez, Joaquin Phoenix, Billy Bob Thornton. It's an all-star cast. I've only seen the trailer, and it looks pretty funny. So it's back in '97 is when the movie came out, I believe. So they would have probably filmed it in what, '95, mid '90s, something like that. But yeah, thanks everybody for letting me know. And yeah, it's on my list of movies to watch.
See this great land through ghost town echoes and highways wide, with the world in my rear view and you by my side.
All right, the moment of truth. And yes, it's open. All right, well, I'm gonna turn around right here and make it back before they close it. It's actually, I believe it's part of this restaurant. But I have to go through this. I think it's probably one of the busiest Circle K's I've ever seen. Basically, a lot of people, because the price of gas in Phoenix is quite a bit higher than it is right here. So I always fill up if I'm going back into Phoenix. I always fill up here before I get into town. But you can kind of see we're just gonna take a quick turn here, and yeah, part of this restaurant, this cafe. In the very back, you can kind of see the world's smallest museum. So, yeah, I've never been in here before. Every time I've tried, it's been closed. So, we're in for a treat, I think. The world's smallest museum. What do we have here? Celia Blaylock Earp. Yeah, we saw her. I have a video about Superior, and I went out to her gravesite. I may have to do another video for Superior. Oh, look at that. Oh, there's some Desert Storm cards. I think those are. I still have a set of those. And I have a set with the Most Wanted on it. Look, there's a picture going through that tunnel, the old tunnel. Oh, there's some old pictures there. Man, the road has changed a lot. Presidential buttons. Gore Lieberman. Iceberg snow cone. Senora Zavala snow cone stand. From 40 to 62. Some old Hot Wheels. Some old cactus skeletons, some geodes. Oh, there's actually more than I thought there would be. Magma miner's hat. Some old mining stuff. An old telephone. Ray mine. So there's some pictures of that. Little tape measure. I think that's a tape measure. Plumb bob. And rocks. We got. Look at that old computer. Oh man, how they've changed. I think the new minis are like the size of that one little square. The Apple. Oh, look at these old cameras. It's like a video camera. There's another one over there. Slide projector. There's actually some more stuff than I thought there would be here. Uh-oh. Alice Cooper, 1975. Battered tuba on loan from the treasure hunt. This old Bendix radio. That thing is metal. Wow. Look at the size of that lighter. Wow. I mean, there's my hand, but that thing is huge. World's largest fake Zippo lighter. So it's the world's largest. Okay. The world's largest lighter inside the world's smallest museum. A rapid washer on loan from the treasure hunt. A gas-powered iron. What's that old picture back there? Little stove top. Well, this was cool. All right, well, that was a fun little stop. Figured I had to stop while it was open. Yeah, we can't take a left here, which is the direction we need to go. So I'm just gonna come over here and we'll make a quick U-turn. All right. So you can see Picket Post Mountain off in the distance, and we're gonna be, we're not gonna go quite that far. I've never been there before, so it's kind of tricky, I think, to find it. So if you look it up on Google to try and figure out where it's at, it has you stop on the 60 here, and you can't do it because there's fences and everything else. So I've kind of looked it up on the satellite view, and I kind of think I know where I'm going, but we'll have to see. I know we go by some sort of airstrip, and then we kind of veer right a little bit, so I might actually put the truck to the test a little bit. Let's see. Well, yep, we're going to turn left here. And you'll see it in a second, but there's like an airstrip just past this parking lot on the left. Well, looks like there's a couple of gliders. Wonder if they're getting ready to. Yeah, it looks like they're prepping them. It is kind of breezy today, so maybe it's a good day for them to get out. I think that would be fun to get out and do riding a glider, bungee jumping, and parachuting. Now that's a different story. You'd have to pay me $1 billion to do that. No thanks, but I think it would be fun in a glider.
All we need is a place to be and a few good friends for some company. If you'd like to stay, you don't have to leave. We'll leave the lights on and the door unlocked. If you drop on by, you don't have to knock. We're happy to share whatever we've got.
Well, Well, this looks like the place we're going to, yeah, we'll veer right here. Now, there are some trailheads down here. I don't think, there might be, I know there's a creek that runs along the base of Picket Post, so there might be some water in a creek down there. Go do some picnicking or something like that if you want to get away from the crowd a little bit. Yeah, I wouldn't, this part of the road, I wouldn't bring a car in. You'd have to go really slow. It's a little bit rocky, but when you're in a raised vehicle like this, no problems. Beautiful mountain back there, Picket Post. I do want to climb that one of these days. I want to hike it. I've climbed like the peripherals of it or hiked, but I've never actually attempted to get to the peak. But it is on one of my bucket list locations to try and get up to. There's a really pretty trail that goes along the base, and you kind of go into these canyons called Arnett Canyon and Telegraph Canyon, I think, is in there. When they had a fire, I'm not sure if it took out much of that, but there's a pretty big fire that went through this area, or that area by the mountain. And also not too far is the Boyce Thompson Arboretum. I've never been there either, but it from what I've seen, it looks beautiful in there. There's like some old building to see. There's a lake in there, but I do need to make a trip in there one of these days. Yeah, the road's getting a little bit, it's getting rougher here. One night I was at the Picket Post trailhead, and there was a monsoon storm that came in. I'll see if I can get a picture and get it and show it to you. But the clouds were just amazing. They were on fire. So I got a couple. Maybe I'll show those to you. This is from 2020, early 2021, something like that. Man, how long is this airstrip? I guess they might need it kind of long to get those gliders up in the air. Well, it looks like we're at the end. I see some sort of generator or something down there. So at the end of this runway, I know we kind of have to make a sharp right.
Wide open desert under endless blues, red rocks climbing sunlit hues, scent of sage in the desert air. Seems too long when I'm not there. Towering canyons like old friends, sun kisses the land where trails bend. Back in the warmth of a fiery glow, oh, Arizona is my home. This is where my heart belongs, in Arizona singing songs. Feel the spirit in the sand. I'm back in my...
Looks like it might be a couple minutes for them to make their way down here. So I'll just wait. There's no room down there to pass. Yeah, this is pretty rough through here. But this is why I got this truck, so I can get out and do these kind of things. It's pretty rocky. But it does look well traveled. So I don't worry about getting stuck. It's just I'm gonna get some striping, some desert pinstriping on my truck. That's alright. I don't mind that at all.
desert under endless blues. Red rocks climbing sunlit hues. Scent of sage in the desert air. Seems too long when I'm not there. Towering canyons like old friends. Sun kisses land where trail will bend. Back in the warmth of a fiery glow. Arizona is my home. This is where my heart belongs. In Arizona, singing songs. Feel the spirit in the sand. I'm back in my homeland. From the Grand Canyon to Sedona's light. Cactus shadows in the twilight. Morning breaks with a rosy dawn. Feels so good to be back home. Echoes of memories in the wind. Painted deserts like a dream. Footsteps in the red dirt road. Now I'm home, never feeling alone. This is where my heart belongs. In Arizona, singing songs. Feel the spirit in the sand. I'm back in my homeland.
Well, after a couple of missed turns and turning around and finding my bearings, finally found it. I had to kind of trace. I was watching Google on my phone to find it. All right. Let's go this way. We'll start at the top and then work our way down. You can drive right up to them, but here they are. Look at this. How cool is that? Look at, you can see how the Palo Verde and those prickly pear are they're taking over. Wonder how far back it goes. Oh, about right here is where looks like it starts filling in with dirt and rock. Wonder if it goes back here anymore. Might, but it's covered up. But this is this is cool. Looks like it goes down about where the truck is parked. Be like I don't know, close to 100 yards total. Man, that's just look. These just over the years, they got ruts, but I don't know, kind of seems like maybe they chiseled some out maybe to smooth it out. For some reason they thought this was the best path. Maybe back in the day it was. Very interesting. And it's consistent. The width stays consistent, but just look how straight those cuts are. Yeah, I wonder if something like that was carved in for something. It's getting a little bit breezy out. Like this is just so straight. That's just such a straight, clean cut. Wow, that is very interesting. Here's more. Is that for horse tracks? Because there's one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I wonder if those are. I'm gonna have to go back and look and see if they're every. I didn't see them in other places. Just that one spot. I don't see any here. You have one here, but I don't see any anywhere else. Maybe because it's starting a little bit steeper hill. Because you have one here maybe and a step here. Who knows? Just a theory. But they're pretty consistent on the spacing. I think that's, yeah, this turns back into the Legends of Superior Trail. They have these signs through here. Well, that's cool. And that's Highway 60 right there. And Superior is just right over there, right over that hill. In fact, that's Picket Post Mountain. And part of my training program to get back in as good shape as I can get is going to be climbing to the top of that. That's one that I haven't climbed yet. So, and along the base of this mountain is Arnett Canyon. I've hiked out a couple times. That's more of a walk. There's not really a hike to it, but it's very pretty. A lot of it's covered in trees. Little creek that runs along down there. But they had a fire here, and I don't know how much of that got hit by the fire because I haven't been down there since the fire happened a couple years ago. That mountain looks intimidating, doesn't it? I'll do it. I'm gonna do it. All right, here's one last look. Give you a good overall view of it. Just wonder how many years it took to carve those. And they were probably wagon trains that would bring supplies in to the army post, and the original town was back this way somewhere too. That is so cool. There might be more, it's just covered up with all the dirt. All right, what a fun stop. Still can't get over. I've seen that mountain in so many different seasons. You could just see how dry everything is. We got hardly any rain this winter, it seems like. And the vegetation is kind of showing it. I know at the end of February, I think it was a La Nina, was over. So hopefully we'll be having a little bit better monsoon this year than we have in the last couple of years as well. But anyways, I think, yeah, I'm just going to head back to the 60, and then we're going to head in towards Hewitt Station Road. It's only about 25 minutes from here. We'll head back towards the Phoenix area. This is someplace that I've been before, but I wanted to stop by, take a look at it, see how it's changed. It's been over a year, I think, since I've seen it. See if anything's changed, and kind of tie it with this, because the same wagons that made these tracks that we were just at, they may have well stopped by that stage stop too. So I think it's always interesting to go look at something like that and see how it's doing. So anyways, I'll meet you back at the road.
I need you in my arms to wake up and feel alive. But I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. No, I just can't get enough of you. Sweet Arizona, take me home tonight. I need you in my arms to wake up and feel alive. Sweet Arizona, yeah, I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. No, I just can't get enough of you. Sweet Arizona. Sweet Arizona. Sweet Arizona. Sweet Arizona. Sweet Arizona.
Wow, they have a really big group getting ready to go out. That looks like a fun time. Check that out. There's probably 10, 12 cars in there. Man. There are a lot of trails that you can take if you're in an off-road vehicle, got some four-wheel drive. You see side-by-sides out here all the time. Cars with ACs would be nice, but on these dirt roads it might plug up your cabin filter pretty quick. So just be prepared for that. But yeah, that's the Superstition Mountains. Just past this little hill that you see, that mountain's off in the background. That's the Superstition Mountains. So lots and lots of trails that you'll be able to get out there and see. Just up here on the right is another staging area. You can see some people have already offloaded their side-by-sides. A lot of people ride motorcycles out here too, like dirt bikes. So this hillside to the left of us, this is where everybody comes to shoot for target practice, getting your gun sighted in. And you saw back there, there's a lot of people will come out here in groups, and they'll set up the little gazebo type shelters for the shade. They have tables they'll put up, and they'll come out with all sorts of different guns, rifles, pistols. See, look, here's one set up with the shade. They're here all day long, and they have a blast. Sometimes you'll see guys out here with tactical vests. They'll have, ammunition set up all in their pockets so they can get preloaded. There's another group with their tent set up, or their shelter set up. So I don't know how much lead is in that hill, but man, if you were able to get a magnet that could pick up lead, you could get out there at night and make a killing. Wow, they're set up nice. They got a couple tents. The farther out, if you see over there on the very left, you can see that's Weaver's Needle, and that's out towards the southern end of the Superstitions. There's a lot of hiking trails. Peralta Trailhead is over in that direction. Wow, look at this rig coming out. That's a big fifth wheel. There's a couple of them actually over there. Wow. But yeah, those are the superstitions back there. I think it'd be fun if you had a side-by-side or something to go out as far as you can into them hills. But I think you'd have a lot more fun in one of those than in a vehicle like I have. If you follow this road that we're on, it will take you dang near to Superior. The reason I came this way was because the road was closed. At a certain point, there was some construction going on, so I had to go all the way down and come back up. But this road does loop around, and you'll come out. I think it's like that Boyce Thompson Arboretum, that exit over there. This was originally one of the stage lines between Globe, Miami, and Apache Junction. So this is they used to travel this a lot. The stagecoaches, getting supplies out there to these mines. And then they decided to put in a railroad, which kind of made this stage stop, made it kind of irrelevant. There's an old ranch, an old corral, just up here to the left. You can see the windmill over there, and that means we're getting close. So it's just I don't know, maybe another quarter mile or so up here on the left. Like you can see all these trees, these mesquite trees. And I'll see if you can see it, but just keep an eye out on the left and tell me if you can see some old structures in there. It's real hard to see, and I've been told people have been driving down here for years and never even knew that this existed, because it's so hard to see from the road. Have you seen it yet? Here's this is where we'll park and make our way in there, but it's there. It's there. All right, let's go check it out. All right, so like I mentioned before, unless you know this place is here, it's kind of hard to see. Well, it is hard to see from the road, but it's really cool place to come visit. We'll go this way. Boy, I gotta be careful with snakes now. This is a grazing area too. But we'll come around this way. The terrain doesn't change much, but here we are. This is kind of oh, I think that's new. I don't remember seeing that crack before. That's no good. Look how thick these walls are. I think this was the old well. Yeah, look at, had a door at one time. You can see the nails where the jam was. It's mortar and rock. Yeah, look at that crack right there, and there's another one over there. I think the roof was placed up there. You have the steel beams going across. The same one only have another around there too. This one might only have another 20 years left in it. But the really cool, I think this was some sort of storage or something here. Pretty small. Then you have this big tin, probably held water. What I thought was really cool were these pillars. And the shape of the mortar looks really nice. But you have them like laying down, kind of reminds you of finding an old Aztec ruin or something. Here's another one. It's falling down. Then you have this one. I'm thinking it was maybe a seat or something. I think all these along here were sort of portico or some sort for the stagecoach when it came in. And you can see this, another one fading away in time. At some point somebody just piled all these up. See, but the detail they put into this mortar was really cool. It's a lot of work. We'll take a look on the inside, but there was something here. Rats or something uses it now. Because cattle's grazing here, there's a lot of landmines you gotta watch out for. But this is the inside of another building. Maybe where they'd come in and eat. So maybe this was just a stove. They had a stove or something sitting here. The pipe went through here. You can see they used rocks as filler. The other thing that I found interesting, I'll show you in a second, was look at that hole above that window. Tell me if you see something wrong there. I'll give you a second to think about it. Or even here you can see no rebar. This is rock, stacked rock, and then it has concrete around it, but there's no reinforcement. And that's why it's coming apart so easy. But look at this, all these nails where the door jamb was. But yeah, that's all there is out here. It's a neat little find. I think this is probably the third time I've been here, and I always wonder. The other cool thing is because not too many, it's not easy to see from the road. I don't see any vandalism. It's just I don't see any vandalism. It's just kind of being left to its own devices here. And with all these trees, you can't see it from the road. And the river, the riverbed is just down, I don't know, probably 100 yards or so through those trees. But yeah, I've tried to get some pictures, decent pictures here, but it's just so messy that it's just, you can't get a good picture. I can show you what I have, but with all those trees and there's just not enough room to get any good composition. So there you go. It's an old stage station. Pretty cool. So I think that's going to do it. Thanks for coming along. So I'm going to sign off, and just remember, never say goodbye. Always see you later.